I thought I lost my family. I thought I lost everything, and I just asked God, hey, man, if you're real, like, I need you now more than ever. And there's this little voice that went through my head, like they were laughing. Like, this is the first time you're hearing your girls giggle, And it hit me like I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. Like, I'm spending all my time worrying about business, self-medicating, doing all these things that I'm not paying any attention to these two. And it got to the point where we were getting late on our rent. The lady threatened to lock us out. Like, for me, if I just wanted to pick up a drink because I was anxious, doing those little challenges helped me be stronger. What's up, guys? Welcome to Get Healthy 406. We're doing something fun today. We're going to have producer John interviewing me instead of me doing the interviewing, so I'm excited about this.
Yeah, normally Corey would have a different guest on, and I guess I'm kind of a guest, but really the purpose of me being here is to dive into what makes Corey Willis. Corey, what you talking about, Willis?
Right. Yeah, the struggles and why. Yeah, I like it. Knockout lifestyle. And I feel it came around because I had my own struggles and I had to get out of those. But
yeah,
God was directing it the whole way, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah. So we'll talk through that. To start off, I kind of want to get into what was it like growing up? Did you always want to get into fitness? Like, were you always into sports or working out?
Yeah.
Or what were things like for you growing up?
Yeah, so my mom raised 3 boys. I was the youngest of 3 boys. And from as early as I can remember, I wanted to play football. Like, I wanted to wrestle. I wanted to do all these things. Like, my ambition when I was younger was to play in the NFL someday. So when we were of age, my mom started putting us in sports. I tell everyone that she put us into wrestling to get rid of us for 2 hours a night,
Yeah, and get all your energy out.
Yeah. But, I fell in love with it. It first started with flag football. I mean, I know I was pretty young, but that was the first memory I had of playing sports. And for some reason, I wanted to play on the Miami Dolphins. I don't know if that was my flag football team or what it was, but like, I always wanted to be a professional athlete.
So was that here in Billings?
It was, yep.
Okay, but you were a Dolphins fan?
Yeah,
for whatever reason.
I was for a minute, and then my brothers are Cowboys fans, and nice. I became a Cowboys fan watching Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin, all those guys. So yeah, and football was good, but it wasn't my thing. Like, wrestling was more my sport, and it's what I still love to do to this day.
Yeah, well, I mean, wrestling and fighting or MMA kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, and now doing the bare knuckle boxing. I mean, I'm putting a lot of time and effort into mastering my boxing craft, and that's been fun as of late.
I will say I wrestled a little bit. I wasn't a good wrestler, but I did a little bit of middle school. I've never been so tired in my life as after a wrestling match.
Right?
Like, I really think it's probably like the toughest, just in terms of like endurance and just how much effort it takes, and even in like a 3-minute match, like it's tough to wrestle for that.
Yeah,
that few minutes.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's kind of why I feel like I'm excelling in this sport of bare knuckle, because the rounds are only 2 minutes. In college, you had a 3-minute round, but in high school, it was all 2-minute rounds. And that was when I kind of ingrained it in my mind that I'm not going to let anybody beat me for 6 minutes. Like, I'm going to go out there and work my butt off. So even if he's a better wrestler, I'm still going to come out on top. And that's kind of that was the mindset that's got me to where I am today.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it sounded like you were pretty good at wrestling. You went through high school and then you actually wrestled in college?
Yeah, so I was a runner-up my junior year for state, and then I won state my senior year wrestling. And I got a scholarship to play football and wrestle. So I did that for 1 year. I did both. And then after the year, like, I was cutting weight to wrestle and then gaining weight to play football. It just wasn't healthy.
That's a crazy combination.
Yeah.
You have to bulk to do. What did you play in football? What position?
I started out at middle linebacker, and then they moved me down to rush end, which was fun. Yeah.
So yeah, you're not like a
No, I
a
had to
tight end or a receiver or something where you can be small.
Yeah, I had to keep the weight on. I mean, dealing with 300-pound linemen, trying to get around them. So they wanted me heavy, and I got up to 245, 250 pounds, and the wrestling coach wanted me down to 197. So
Yeah.
it was just like
We
tried
that's
it
a
the first
huge
year.
gap.
Yeah, I got down to 220. Still wrestled heavyweight my freshman year,
Okay.
and I tried. I mean, I tried getting down, but it wasn't having it. And I can't say my football coach, like he didn't like, hey, come over and play football. But when I decided to play football only, like I got a bigger scholarship, and I mean things worked out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's just more resources around football.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you finished college playing football.
Yeah, I made it 3 years playing football.
Okay.
And then, and part of my story, I mean, I started drinking way too much, way too young. I got in some trouble, and I lost my scholarship. Going into my junior year, I was a redshirt, so it'd be my redshirt junior year. So I decided to come home and start working at the refinery, pay the bills off.
Okay, so did you end up graduating, or did you just
I
drop
did.
out?
So when I came back, that's when I started my MMA career. I did a Thursday night fight here in Billings, and that's where the name "What You Talking About, Willis" came from. Just one of those Thursday night fights, and I won unanimously. So I got in the next week, did it again, and that's when I started fighting. So it was kind of a combination of things. One, me being not so smart, getting in trouble, losing my scholarship, to coming down and fighting. It kind of changed my life. But when I started getting into the fight a little more serious, my grandparents told me, they're like, hey, we don't want you to fight anymore. I want you to finish school. So they helped me finish school, and I graduated from Montana State University, Billings.
Okay. So what did you get your degree in?
I'm health and human performance. Bachelor of Science, health and human performance.
Okay.
With a K through 12 teaching option.
Oh, nice. So did you go into it wanting to teach?
Yeah,
kids?
I mean, that was the goal. When I did leave, so I played football and wrestled up in Havre. When I left and came down, I started coaching, and then that kind of stuck with me. I was coaching and fighting. And then when my grandparents had that talk with me, I went back to school and finished out my degree. And at that point, I was coaching at West High football and wrestling, and just looking for a teaching job. And I finally got one, but it was out on the Crow Reservation, Pryor, Montana. So that was quite the experience. And, it was a good experience because I was able to build a non-existent PE program and health program. Got, all new books, a bunch of new equipment, and showed the guys a ton of more games they can do besides basketball, which I think was a good experience for me. Yeah. I mean, seeing that culture and, what's going on the reservation. It was pretty interesting, but it helped me understand what I wanted to do in my life.
So do you feel like at that point you kind of fell in love with not just coaching, but building up people, teaching them new skills and things?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And I only taught there for about a year. My wife and we had our first daughter, and she was dealing with some postpartum depression, so we ended up making a journey to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And that's when the gym thing started for me.
So did you get a job teaching in South Dakota? No,
I looked at the salary for first-year teachers over there, second-year teachers, and it was worse than Montana. So.
I was going to say Montana's not that great, but South Dakota's even worse.
Yeah, I think I looked at it, and it was like $28,000 for the year. So my father-in-law, he's an entrepreneur. He owns his own marketing firm, and he asked me, what do I like to do? And I was like, man, I love working out. I love fitness. It's like what I want to do. So we found a gym that works for us, and it kind of re-sparked my interest in fighting. But it was called 9 Round Fitness.
Right.
So we opened.
So your father-in-law was working with 9 Round, or?
No, he just found it. He just found a franchise that he knew that we're moving home, that this could probably be a good thing for me. Running my own gym, being my own boss, and helping to grow. It was my first sales job.
Yeah.
So, we packed up. I agreed to do it, and it was a pretty quick turnaround. We left. I left in July of 2014, and we opened our first 9-round gym in August of 2014.
What was that transition like for you? Because, like, when you start a business, like, it's not just like you're training or coaching all the time. Like, you have to do the marketing, you have to do sales to grow the business. So was that kind of tough for you to transition into that?
Oh yeah, it was hard. Like at first, like I really didn't want to move, but I was there for my wife, and when I decided to do it, I was all the chips were on the table. I was going all in, and I just kind of dove into the sales process. 9-round had a really good coaching process in the beginning. We had to fly down to South Carolina for a week and do like an extensive sales training.
Yeah.
And then they give you a bunch of ideas, and I was on the streets doing door hangers, knocking on doors, talking to people, saying, "Hey, this is something new. It's going to be the best thing in town," whatever it was. And then when we opened, it just took off. And the motto of 9-round is you have a trainer there, with you every step of the way. So we had, different breaks where I could take a couple hours off throughout the day or go do my marketing, do phone calls, whatever. But it was perfect for me. Like I got to know everyone's name, and they really appreciated it, but that was part of the training, hey, get to know people. Like my father-in-law, he did like a direct mailer marketing strategy. I mean, all the Facebook and online strategy he helped out with, which was huge.
Yeah.
Because it was nonstop phone calls. Like we were getting leads like crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Our first month we had 300 clients going. And by month 3 we had 600 clients.
Cow.
So we had to open a second location. We didn't have to, but I decided let's do it, see what happens.
So then you had 2 locations in South Dakota.
Yeah, 2 going in, a matter of about 6-7 months. And then we opened the third one back here in Billings. There was a 9-round in Billings already, but we just took it over. So
okay,
and that's kind of was our way back to Montana. So
yeah, what made you like? Why did you want to come back to Montana?
Well, I mean, I didn't realize it at the time, but picking up and moving, it's not as easy as people make it.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I told you that I was drinking a little bit too much in college there. Drinking just got worse. I was depressed, I wasn't with my family, and I don't know, I guess I didn't give it really the chance I should have. I just knew that we were supposed to be in Montana for some reason. And then it was 2017, I had the opportunity, got to speak at a 9-round convention. We were a top gym across the nation. And so we had this opportunity to open another gym if we went through this course. Mm-hmm. And we'd get it for like $10,000 off or whatever. I was like, hey, we're doing it. And
so that was your 4th one then?
Yep. So then we opened the 4th one up in the Heights. And when we opened that, we decided to move back and sell the 2 in South Dakota and just work on these here.
Oh, okay. So I didn't realize at that point was when you sold the South Dakota ones. Yeah. So you just had the Billings ones for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had, Sioux Falls, those gyms for about 3.5, 4 years. And then when we moved, we decided just to sell. We tried keeping them. It just wasn't working out, being a long distance owner.
Yeah.
Every time like I would leave, the sales would go down, and then I'd go back for a week. Sales start coming back up, and then I'd be gone again, start dipping. No one's fault. It was just, I guess me being there kind of sparked them a little bit more. Me being away,
Yeah, it's hard to replicate yourself.
Yeah, so we focused on these gyms here, and they were taking off. I think we had about 1,100 clients 2019.
Dang.
We're pushing it. And things are great. Business is great. Everything was running smooth. But on the inside, I was struggling. And, being the boss, being the leader, being the husband and dad of 2 kids at the time, like I didn't want to let anyone know. that I was struggling, but I
Yeah.
was.
So was it the alcoholism that you were struggling with?
Yeah,
Or
just yeah, alcoholism, anxiety, depression. I mean, when you have 1,000 clients, there's always something going on. Like
yeah.
you always get a complaint every single day, and so I was dealing with those people wanting, cancel or whatnot. So I was doing all the behind the scenes stuff plus
Then you were like self-medicating kind of just to deal
self-medicating.
with it.
Yeah, that, and then trying to get a sales team up and running, which we ended up doing great. Like with all this, I mean, I knew my staff knew something was up with me, but I still just kind of, focuses on the gym. Let's build the gym up, and it was June of 2019 we broke a record. Like we had like $100,000 a month in sales.
Dang.
Yeah, it was
That's
like
awesome.
holy cow! Like for June, which is June was normally typically one of the slowest
I
months.
was gonna say your biggest months would probably like the beginning of the year,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
January, February.
Yeah, but it was just all this training that I did to open that fourth gym. I got back into it, and I was teaching it to my trainers, and yeah, we excelled. But at that moment, I knew I needed to change. I just couldn't stop drinking. I wasn't going to the gym. I wasn't doing anything for a couple weeks, and yeah, it was about July. My wife, left to go see her family in South Dakota. And I said I was going to meet her there later, and I never did. I stayed back drinking. And that's when, I knew I had a problem. But I don't know. I guess it all worked out. Those were rough times. It was July 5th. It's the day after my nephew's birthday that I decided to quit drinking and quit doing it all. My mom actually drove me home, took my keys, took my wallet.
Wow.
She was going to take my phone so I couldn't call an Uber and to go get any more booze.
Right.
But I was like, I'm done, dude. I'm done. And that's really the day that I got down on my knees and I prayed. I thought I lost my family. I thought I lost everything, and I just asked God, hey, man, if you're real, like, I need you now more than ever. And he kind of opened my eyes. I don't know if I ever told you this story, John, but after that prayer, like, it's weird, the hangover I had went away. Like I was sick and it went away. I went downstairs and I claim I was doing dishes. I don't know what I was doing. And then my two daughters come running through the door unexpectedly. And there's this little voice that went through my head, like they were laughing. Like, this is the first time you're hearing your girls giggle, And it hit me like I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. Like I'm spending all my time worrying about business, self-medicating, doing all these things that I'm not paying any attention to these two. And then my wife walked in and she just looked dark, like bags under her eyes. And I could tell she was crying. And that voice came back saying, "You're doing this to her," and it hit like a ton of bricks. And so whatever that voice was, just maybe it was my mind talking to myself. I don't know. But I right away broke down. I told my wife, Kayla, I was like, hey, I need help. And she's like, perfect. I got you a room up at this treatment center.
Wow.
Like you're leaving Monday.
she already had it all.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, that's fine. Let's do it. Like, I agree. So that weekend, it was like a Friday, I believe, or a Saturday. I taught both my girls how to ride a bike. I'm like, I'm not wasting any more time, and then I went off for treatment, get some help.
So you still owned the gyms at this time?
Yeah.
Was that kind of rough to be able to leave for treatment? Like, did things still go on without you? What was that like?
Oh yeah, everybody was in agreeance to it. They knew there was something off with me, and when I finally was honest, that was like the first time I was honest with anybody. Like it all made sense. Yeah. So everyone was rooting for me. Everyone wanted me to get help, get better, and so yeah. My brother was managing at the time. Him and his wife now were working. Like they kept the streak going. They made some great sales, and then when I got back, we just kept rolling with it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And the I guess probably the biggest downfall I have is I feel like I can help everybody. I went out to Pryor and built a new PE program. I was coaching, enjoying coaching, and that's the other thing. I was coaching too at the time. And I just felt like, now that I'm sober, I can go help anyone else who's struggling, Yeah. And the biggest regret I have of trying to do that, because there was people coming up to me and asking, hey, you know, I think I need help. I need this. So I wanted to be there for them. But I just kind of got out of my own disciplines, doing my own daily routines, which kept me sober, which got me sober, and it was keeping me sober.
Right.
When I kind of started going away from that, that's when alcohol crept back in.
Okay. So it wasn't always smooth sailing after you were done at rehab.
No, I relapsed pretty hard. And then I decided to put myself back. Like, I'm like, I got to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
Went back, and it's just crazy how life works. There's like this little old counselor, this lady up there, and she wasn't my counselor, but I enjoyed talking with her. And, you know, I was struggling. I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I'm never going to be able to kick this thing. I'm never going to be able to quit drinking. And then all she said was like, have you ever surrendered? And I'm like, surrendered? What do you mean surrendered? She's like, well, that can. Seems like you surrendered to that 12-ounce can of booze that you can't get rid of. And I'm like, well, yeah, I guess it's to that point. She's like, why don't you surrender to a God that made you?
Yeah.
And for some reason, that's what it took, is like, I didn't fully understand it. And then she's like, give your life over to God, surrender to him. Like, he's the one that's going to help you. And when I did that, it's like the craving of alcohol went away. And yeah, I've been sober, you know. I did, at my last fight, I did have a drink or two. So it's not like I'm 100% sober, but I was for 6 years clean sober, no drops.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and the only reason I had a drink, I mean, it was an intense night. It is what it is. Like, I don't condone it, and I haven't had a drink since. But...
Well, yeah. I mean, it still goes to show that it didn't turn into some long thing where you couldn't stop for weeks on end or something. It was like one time, then you moved on.
It freaks my wife out quite a bit, you know.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And the whole thing, and I told her, I'm like, I'm a different person now. Like, God has changed my life. And like, if you haven't noticed it over the last 7 years, like, you're blind. But she gets it, and I get it on her aspect too, of being worried. But anyways, that wasn't the point. It was really like, that was a turning point of a lot of things in my life. Mm-hmm. We came back, and it was crazy. We literally were going to get our kids in South Dakota from me being in treatment. My wife picked me up. We were heading over, and all these alarms started going off on the radio, like even on our phones, like shutdowns. Your kids' schools are shut down, like everything's shut down. That was COVID. And so I was like, what the hell? Wasn't too much later that the gyms were required to be shut down. You know, and the craziest thing is I wasn't worried. I was like, you know what? This is meant to happen. This is exactly
it's a wild
how
perspective to have.
Yeah.
That's
well,
crazy.
I got to spend time with my kids. You know, I had a whole month with them where we're all locked up, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is exactly what I needed.
Yeah.
You know, and it kind of made me figure out what my passion was again and what I needed to do.
Yeah. So were you getting, I mean, everybody got like stimulus checks. Were you getting like the PPP loans and stuff?
We got one or two of those PP, whatever those are.
Yeah.
And it helped for sure until we had to pay them back like 2 years ago.
No.
But no, it definitely was. It helped us out. It was an opportunity for the staff to, you know, we gave them an opportunity. Hey, you know, we're going to clean the gym. We're going to do some training. We got this money. We'll pay you for it.
Yeah.
And the gyms, I guess it'll be open in May. I think we had to close down the month of April or whatever. And I'm like, so the last week of April, we're going to get back together and start doing this thing. And the ones who decided not to do it stayed home and collected their unemployment checks.
Yeah.
And the ones that wanted to help people came in and started training.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it was good. We had our ups and downs. We had, you know, a few mishaps at the gym, which, I mean, it's going to happen at any business.
Right.
Which kind of hindered our growth after COVID. But we lost 40% of our members. Like in that month we had to close down.
Yeah.
Like we lost a ton. And, you know, numbers wise, I mean, I want to say we lost, I don't know, anywhere from like 300,000 to 400,000 In the first year, we had to close down. So yeah, sales weren't there. We had to make an adjustment big time. And for me, I was still working on myself. At this time, I quit drinking. I was feeling good, but I had a sugar craving like crazy. Like I got heavier than I ever been. And so it was like into 2021, it was August 2021, I got on the scale and I was 297 pounds. And my wife, we were doing one of these challenges that we do. We used to do them every quarter. And she's like, "Oh, 297." She writes it down. I'm like, "Don't be writing that down." She's like, "No, we got it." She's like, "Time for pictures." And I'm like, "Nope, I'm not taking a picture of myself right now." She ended up getting it later. But that was kind of the turning point. Like, okay, I got to get this thing figured out. And for me, I knew how to work out. I knew how to lose weight wrestling. So I would go hard for 3 weeks, and this was in 2021.
Yeah.
I would go hard for 3 weeks, lose 20 pounds, which most people are like, "Oh my gosh, how do you do it?" Blah, blah, blah. But then I would, put the rest day on. And then that rest day might be a week or 2 or 3,
right?
Months. And then I'd gain the weight back. And then I work hard again, get it off. And then I would slowly gain it back. And this went on for a year until I got my first professional MMA fight. And that was December of 2022. Yeah, 2022. So it went on for a little over a year.
Yeah.
And I beat the guy pretty handedly. Got on top of him and I was hitting him, hammer fisting. And when they were interviewing me, they're like, "Yeah, let's play this replay back." I look up and all I can see was my fat jiggling every time I swung,
Oh.
And so that was an eye opener. And it was like, holy cow! And the light bulb moment went off. Like, you're not leading by example. Like this isn't what people want to see as a gym owner. And so from there, I didn't take a fighter week off. I just continued to work out, continued to train into January, and I found a couple guys who wanted to do this challenge with me. And so we hit this challenge, another 6-week challenge, and that's really where, for some reason, and again, I believe this is God directing me, I decided to start writing everything down. So I wrote down like my nutrition, like, all right, this is what I'm having for breakfast. This is what I'm doing for my workout, And I used to pick my girls up and take them to school. And so that was kind of my morning routine,
Yeah.
Prayer was in there. Afternoon, we'd be training all day, so make sure you got a snack. We had a smoothie shop at the time, so it was easy to get a snack, a healthy snack. And then I was doing great. And the craziest thing, it was like January 20th, like 3 weeks in, where I normally have these falls. I didn't do my morning routine, and so like we were rushing to get my girls to school. And when we did, like I realized, oh man, I haven't eaten anything yet. So I say I probably went to McDonald's, you know, and then I went to the gym and just felt cruddy, training all afternoon. And I was coaching at the time. So I went to wrestling practice and I felt like garbage. Like I didn't even want to be there with the kids, which isn't like me. Like I love helping kids. And then I get home and I get in a fight with my wife for no reason, So I had this chair at our old house. It's called the isolation chair now, where when, no one wanted to talk to me, or I didn't want to talk to anybody, I'd go downstairs and sit in this chair. And when I did, I was just like, man, why am I so mean today? Like, I didn't get it. And then another light bulb moment. You didn't do your daily duties. Like, you didn't do your disciplines. Like, you woke up late and threw everything off. And that was like another light bulb moment. So I got my notebook out. I was like, you're right. I didn't do anything. So I got my Thursday ready. It was on a Wednesday. I got Thursday ready. And I went and hit it like double hard in my morning workout and came home, gave my wife a big hug and kiss and said, hey, I'm sorry about yesterday. Like, I know exactly what it was. And she was like, oh, whatever. Like, it's all in your head. But that was the turning point. I finished the rest of the 3 weeks or the rest of the 6 weeks out. There's about 3 weeks left. Fully engaged, fully tracking myself, fully doing it all. And I lost 37 pounds. And more importantly, I was down 8% body fat.
Wow.
And that's kind of when, like, okay, like, this is how I do it. I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. And it wasn't even that hard. It was literally getting everything ready maybe the night before. If you're not, you're just rushing a little bit more the next day. And I came up with this plan. And
Yeah.
so after this challenge, we went down to Florida. We took the girls to Orlando, and it was
Nice.
in February. And it was crazy. Like, this guy commented on one of my posts on Facebook. I have no idea who this guy is. He's from New York. And he's like, hey, man, I think you need to talk to my buddy Dave. I'm like, okay, Dave who? Or he said Dave Ness. And I was like, okay, where's he from? Like, hello. Then he wasn't answering, wasn't responding. And I'm like, how am I going to find this Dave Ness? So I literally Googled Dave Ness fitness trainer. And this guy from Arizona popped up. And so I messaged him and I was like, hey, do you know so-and-so from New York? And I get a message back, oh, yeah, we went to high school together. How's he doing? How do you know him? What's going on? I'm like, no, he told me to reach out to you because I just made a post about this program that I did for myself that I'm doing. And he's like, oh, yeah, let's get on a Zoom call. So we were down in Florida, and that's the only time we could do a Zoom call. I got on this call with this guy, and I swear, I mean, it was God directing the plan again. The first thing he said is, do you have a passion for helping others? I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of built for it. It's what I've done my whole life.
Yeah.
And this was just a few years ago. And he's like, great, because what I'm going to teach you isn't for people who just want to make a quick buck. Like, you got to want to help others. And so we got on another interview, and it was all about Google Sheets and how you use Google Sheets to track clients.
Mm-hmm.
You set up their perfect week. They can click the boxes while you can watch it anytime. And it was exactly what I was doing with my notebook, literally.
Yeah.
And so I bought into this program because it was identical to what I was doing already. And they just kind of adjusted everything to the way I was doing it and sent it off to me. Now it's kind of where Knockout Lifestyle began.
Yeah. So at the time, you still had the 9-round gyms, right?
Yeah. We had 2 9-round gyms. With the gyms, they were, like I said, we lost 40% the first month.
Mm-hmm.
They were slowly declining. I could see it. We couldn't get the trainers back that we had. Like, the trainers made the gym.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could say, oh, yeah, it was all me, but no, it was the trainers that we had. Them relating with clients. They seen them every day, working them out.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much beating them down to where they're vulnerable with you, and they are comfortable with you and believe in you. Like, COVID kind of changed all that. Like, and I don't blame anybody. I mean, when you're getting paid more from sitting on your butt at home, like,
yeah, that's
go
hard.
do it. Like, you have to have a passion to help people. Like,
Right.
And the other way, got to do work, I guess, and doing the other option to make money. And so, yeah, it was slowly declining. And then when I get on a call with Dave, it's like, this is it. This is it. It was first called the No Excuse Transformation Challenge, because that's what I had to do for myself. I had to quit making excuses. I mean, I had to quit making excuses for my alcohol. Like, that wasn't, it wasn't a whatever self.
It wasn't anybody else's fault.
Yeah, it wasn't
like, you
anybody
had to
else's
own
fault.
it.
Yeah, it was mine. And then finally, once I realized that, yeah, I can deal with alcohol. Like, it's not good for me. Long term. And other things like excuses with not going to the gym. Like, I had 2 gyms going.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had a garage or a gym in my garage. Like, I had everything I needed to work out. So I needed to quit making excuses for it. Like, I realized there's 168 hours in the week. Working out 6 of them, wasn't enough. So, like, one, no excuse about hitting your workouts. And then the second thing is, don't make excuses about what you're eating or, what you're doing outside of the gym with your time, I guess. And that's really what clicked with me. I mean, It wasn't that my nutrition was totally off or this, that, the other. It's just the timing and frequency of things had to change.
Yeah, and staying consistent with it.
Yeah, and being consistent. And so that's what Dave and Scott helped me build is this 9-week program that was the No Excuse Transformation Challenge turned into Knockout Lifestyle.
Nice.
And then, yeah, we still had 9-round going. I started taking clients on one-on-one through 9-round, letting them use 9-round to work out, and then I would mentor them, help them with their daily habits, kind of mold them into the person they wanted to be, little by little.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how it started. It was I believe it was June or July of 2022 is when we officially started launching the 9-week transformation program.
Mm-hmm.
And it took off. Like I had like 23 people going in that year.
Nice. That's
so
awesome.
it was a higher ticket sale, but I'm with you every step of the way. Like I'm seeing these boxes that you're checking or not checking, and then that's how I'm going to help you transform to who you're going to be. As we did it, there's a lot of trial and error in the beginning. But I did notice once people got past that 3rd week mark, started hitting that 4th week, and then into the 5th week, it all started becoming a habit to them. And like they enjoyed it. It's like the suck went away after 3 weeks. It's like they started understanding, oh yeah, I have to do this every single day. Like to feel the best, this is what I have to do. And it's pretty lined out for you. And yeah, so
what did the transition look like from having the 2 9-round gyms in Billings to then actually opening a knockout lifestyle gym?
Yeah, so secretly I put a weight gym up in my Heights 9-round in the back room, just because we were slowing down. We didn't have the trainers. We had I think 2 full-time trainers, one manager I guess, and then a few part-timers, but we were open from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m., with a break in the middle, a little break. And, yeah, we just couldn't fill the gyms anymore with trainers or clients. So I put it up there, and I was telling people, hey, this is the gym you can use for your strength training piece. You don't have to just use the 9-round dumbbells anymore. But that gym, it was just kept going slow or fast. I mean, it was running out of clients, running out of trainers, so the lease came up there, and we just closed that gym down.
Gotcha.
I can't remember what year that was. I might have been 23, 22. I think it was 22. And then when my knockout lifestyle, it was kind of taking off this time. Like I said, I had 23 clients. And all of them were like, hey, I need more weights to lift. I can't just do 9-round. And I totally agreed with them. So again, it's a God thing. Like my coach, Will, he's like, hey, there's a space opening up right next to the Grindhouse, the fighting gym I fight out of. And he's the owner of the Grindhouse. And I said, man, I don't have the equipment. I don't have anything for it. And then the owner called me of the building, and he's like, hey, I hear you might be interested in this location. I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like, well, I'll give you a killer deal. I'll give you a great deal. And so I was just, kind of hemming and hawing over it, and finally I said, we're going to do it.
Yeah. So what was it before? Was it a gym before?
It was before, like pre-COVID. It was like a yoga studio and a massage therapist area. Then they closed down with COVID, and then it's called like selfie, like where you take selfies. Can't remember what the name of it, but there's like little selfie stations.
I remember that. Yeah. I didn't know that's where it was at.
Yeah, it was.
I never went there.
I don't think anybody did, because they were only in business for 6 months.
Right.
But yeah, we took it over. It was kind of cool to see what they did, but we had to paint it over. And another crazy thing, like literally all this was happening within the same week. I got a call from my friend Stevie J, who was running a Phoenix gym downtown. Like, hey, we have to get out of this church. Wondering if you want to buy this equipment. We'll sell it to you super cheap. So I looked at the equipment. I'm like, man, that's like $30,000 worth of stuff. I don't got that money. And they sold it to me for $9,000. Wow. Which, in that case, I took a partner on for a minute. And she put in $10,000, which paid for the equipment, and we started Knockout Fitness.
Nice.
Yeah, so we started Knockout Fitness January 2023 with 0 clients. And it was about January 15th. I'm like, what are we doing? We still don't have anybody. And all my knockout transformation clients were still using 9-round. They didn't want to come over. So they just wanted to stay at 9-round.
You hadn't closed the 9-round gym.
No, not
yet,
the West End.
Not completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're just running without clients. I'm working out in this big room by myself. And then my, I guess, long-term friend, Bob, we share a couple passions together. And he hit me up. He's like, hey, I think I need some help. And so I get him on a call and bring him in for his first workout. And I didn't know this at the time, but I guess he was super scared. He almost didn't come in, didn't show up, but something was pushing him to come in.
Mm-hmm.
And he was my first personal training client at the new gym.
Nice.
About 15 days after we opened. And then right after him, we got another one. A good buddy, Isaac, came on. And then they just started filling in. And at the time, that gym was strictly personal training. Come in, we'll train you. There's no open gym, none of this. And if we did have like open gym members, that's what we did. We had a challenge goal with this gym. So once the challenge was going, they had certain times that they could come and work out.
Yeah.
And if they didn't assign their times, like the gym was closed, except for personal training clients. And we did that for the first probably 2 years.
Okay.
I did have a couple college boys come and train with me. They ran some kids programs, which were great.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a kids program going during the summer, sometimes a few in the fall, not too many kids in the fall, and then winter and spring. So we had kids program and personal training, and it was doing great. But on the other hand, 9 Round was just going down, steadily going down. And it got to the point where we were getting late on our rent. We were late, I think like 10, 15 days is 1 month.
Yeah.
And the lady threatened to lock us out. And so we had to cross businesses. I paid it with knockout money. And I didn't want to do that. Like our lawyer's like, no, you don't ever, put money together. But we had to pay rent, and I told her, like, hey, this is going to be our last month. We'll be out by the end of September.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 2023. Maybe it was 24. I don't know. Maybe it was 24, yeah. And we got out, and then,
then it was just knockout.
That was it. Yeah, we had a little legal battle for a minute.
With the franchise?
Yeah. And that seems to have all gone away. And yeah, so Knockout has kind of turned into a 24/7 gym. We have classes throughout the day, personal training throughout the day. I do some one-on-one boxing training, and we're right next door to the Grindhouse where, they do a lot of the boxing classes and all sorts of different stuff for mixed martial arts.
Yeah. Do you feel like it was, because 9 Round was just boxing, right?
Cardio kickboxing.
It was cardio kickboxing. Yeah. Do you feel like it was important for you, like, to have something where you do more strength training for people?
Yes, 100%. Well, yeah, and I just interviewed Rachel. I mean, it's important for most people as they get older. Like, you need to add some sort of weight training. And I'm not going to lie, when you hit a heavy bag, that is some good resistance training. Mm-hmm. It's comparable to doing a bench press or something. But, yeah, hitting that bag, creating that that power and getting the resistance off the bag, like you build muscle that way, but not what the goal is,
Right.
And again, since I've opened this gym, we've gotten quite a variety of clients, like a lot younger clients who want to start out lifting to a lot older clients. And where at 9 Round, some of them, the younger ones, they couldn't hit the bag, so they're too small.
Right.
And then the older ones just felt like they couldn't move around or get their leg up that high or whatever it might have been.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people who just couldn't really do kickboxing. Yeah. And you got to start with something else to build up their strength and their fitness.
Well, and Bob is a perfect example of that. He came in at 69 years old. I'll get him in here one day for an interview.
Yeah.
He's 72 now, so he's been with me for 3 years, and he's killing it. And just the everyday tasks, like, well, I guess the biggest one for him is he can play with his grandkids again.
Yeah.
Where before he came to me, like, he wasn't able to get down on the floor. Now he can get down and crawl with them, let him crawl on him. Like, he's loving life again. He's got a new love for being older, I guess, and having grandkids.
I mean, that's so awesome at that age to change trajectory like that.
Yeah.
Like, most people, you get to that age, it's just downhill.
Yeah.
Like, and then kind of just accept that it's going to be downhill from there. So to actually be able to turn around and improve your mobility, to improve your strength is honestly pretty cool.
Yeah. In personal training, it's a little more expensive than a gym membership. I mean, you getting me or one of my coaches one-on-one. And we do have a semi-private, which Bob falls in there now. And there was a point where, the price, he was like, I don't know if I can keep doing this. So he left for about a month. And then he came back and he's like, I'll pay for it. He's like, this is keeping me sane. He's like, if I don't come here, I feel anxiety, I feel depression, I feel like I'm getting old again. So he's been consistent for 3 years. He took that 1 month off and came back and has never looked back.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So with the program, I mean, you have the personal training and stuff, but you track everything for your clients, and then there's a nutrition aspect to it too, right?
So with like our 6-week program or a 9-week program, those are like the full. You get a tracker. Okay, it's a Google Sheets tracker. We're gonna dial in your calories, so we're gonna figure out your calories for the day, and we recommend that you track that on another app like MyFitnessPal or Macros First. There's a ton of them out there. But you track your calories, and then you get your calories in for the day, hit that box, okay? So I know, all right, you got your calories. One thing I've learned is a lot, especially in the females, they're under eating and they're holding on to weight. And one thing that we discussed with Rachel is when you're under eating, your body's in starvation mode, which means your cortisol levels are up. So you're using muscle for energy. And storing all the fat and carbs you eat. So if you're under eating, you're just burning your muscle, storing everything you have. And that's where, the belly fat comes in or the adipose tissue, the body fat. Right. And so when we started tracking calories, we will put women up at a higher calorie that they ever thought they would need, and they start losing weight. That's
crazy.
It's crazy how our body works. The goal
But it's got to be like, it's got to be good calories. It can't just be junk food.
Yep. And so we give them a grocery list, an actual sample week of like, hey, if you're stuck and can't figure out what you want to have for a day, like look at this. And so it's a whole 7 days of sample nutrition ideas. We give them a recipe book. We give them a 30 recipe book that's nice color. It's all digital, so you can get it from your phone. And then also a paper copy with 42 more recipes and then a bunch of snack ideas. We give them an abundance of ideas just so they don't feel like they're stuck, or have to go back to the same old thing.
Yeah, I know like a lot of there's diet programs where they're like, you eat like these protein bars or whatever, or you eat these smoothies. And you do that for like the first 6 weeks, and then you can eat real food. And then, but it's very like you can only eat these certain things for a certain time. But you guys are more like, we give you a lot of options and just like choose.
We give you whole food.
Choose among that.
It's like the whole food diet. We want you to go grocery shopping. We want you to get your own food, prepare it yourself. If you have a trouble with that, I mean, there's companies that do it for you, like Montana Meal Prep. I mean, they're great. There's a couple others online like Factor or UFC. They're starting to do their own meals, which meal prep meals. They're great. Obviously, I would recommend a local Montana Meal Prep. They do it local, and I think they do it every week. They bring in fresh food. So
awesome.
Yeah. But so if you're having trouble cooking or doing your shopping on your own, go utilize one of those companies, those meal prep companies. But with it, we ask you a ton of questions too in the beginning. Like we call it our onboarding homework. Like, when are you hungriest? Okay. When do you feel like you have your binges, or if you have binges, what are they? All these questions. So then when it's time to start tracking and your week start, we'll be like, okay, you don't eat breakfast too much, but we're going to put a 200 calorie breakfast on here. Okay. You got to get something in at least 30 minutes, in the 30-minute window from waking up. You got to eat something, get that metabolism going. And then you don't eat much of a lunch. So we'll put a 400 calorie lunch here for you, and we'll give you ideas for it. And then you eat most of your calories at night, which we're not going to change that all at once, but we'll put your 1,000 calorie meal for dinner. Okay. And then give you a 200 or 300 calorie snack in hopes that you start filling in that 200 calorie breakfast. Okay. You're not waiting till lunch to eat your breakfast because again, you're in starvation mode. And if you're not on a fasted diet, your body's going to hold on to every carb and fat that you take in and use muscle for energy.
Yeah. So it is really important eat breakfast pretty much as soon as you can in the morning.
Unless you're on a fasted diet, which that's a whole nother discussion. Save it for another time.
But for most people, if they're not on a specific fasted diet, they're just
eat right.
They're eating 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
Or snacks, maybe.
Yeah, 3 meals a day plus snacks. I mean, that's my recommendation for everybody. Think about it like a campfire. You start a campfire with wood, right? Wood and gas. You light it, it's burning. So what happens if you don't put any more wood on it?
It'll just eventually die.
It'll
burn out.
So think of that as your metabolism. So if you start your metabolism early in the morning, right when you wake up, you eat a little bit, get that fire burning. Okay, and then you don't eat anything for 6 hours, your metabolism dies. So you go right back into that starvation mode. Cortisol levels go up. Okay, so then you have a big afternoon lunch. Let's say it's a chicken sandwich, which is great. Good protein in the chicken, which your body will need, but it's going to store all the bread, all the cheese, all the carbs and fats from that sandwich as adipose tissue, because it doesn't know when it's going to eat again. So that's where we get in trouble if we have big gaps throughout the day if we're not on a fasted diet. So that's why I recommend every 2 to 3 hours you eat something, just so we can keep that metabolism burning, keep that campfire burning. Got to put wood on it, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the analogy I use for it. It's what helped me lose all the weight. I've tried the fasting throughout, and it just wasn't sustainable for me.
Mm-hmm.
So just if I can continue to eat all day, I'll be happy, and my body's happy too.
Nice.
But yeah, and that's kind of where we leave it. Well, no, with the nutrition, exercise. Let me just go over it again. So the nutrition side of things, we just went over. We get you at a proper calorie range for the day. And then obviously throughout the weeks, we can adjust breakfast calories, lunch calories, whatever, just so it's, pretty even, Steven. Most people are lighter in the morning, heavier at night, which that's okay. We can work around that. I work around it myself. What I've done with a lot of clients is, okay, you can eat normal throughout the day, just dinner time, we'll cut out the carbs. Okay, no carbs. We'll just have like a lean and green meal, protein and some vegetables, which really helps from them storing any fat throughout the night. And that's kind of the plan that I did for myself. I cut out carbs after 5 p.m. for a while. I wish I was still doing it, but I'm not right now. But that's kind of the nutrition thing. And again, this is, a 6-week or 9-week program where every week we discuss it. If you're struggling anywhere, we try and get those struggles out. If you're winning anywhere, we try and add more of those wins into your week. With the middle piece on the tracker, it's your strength training and then your daily movement. So when I owned 9-round, daily movement was hitting a 9-round workout. Strength training is we're going to do something different. So if anyone's starting out, we always recommend them 3 days a week with strength training. Okay. With your tracker, there is a strength piece added to it. Obviously, if you're in Billings, come train with me one-on-one. That's the most benefit you're going to get. And then we have a couple of different workout programs online where you get online videos. And, this is like a band, dumbbell, kettlebell workout where those are the only 3 pieces of equipment you need. Is a dumbbells.
Nice. So anybody can do that.
Yeah, and then we have a phase 1 workout. Where if you are part of a gym or if you're going to my gym, this phase 1 will give you, the full workouts that we do with our personal training clients.
Cool.
So, phase 2 is in there. Phase 3 is in there. They just get harder as they go.
But you have it broken down so like anybody can come in and get help even if they can't pay for personal training.
Oh yeah. And so with the gym, there's an open gym membership. I can't remember if it's $47 or $57 a month, but you get unlimited access. Come in whenever you want and work out with the workout that's on the TV. So when we first opened the gym, we started putting my workouts up on the TV, and obviously it was just easy. A personal training client comes in and like, oh yeah, here we are. That's what we got. Now we write the personal training workouts on the whiteboard, and my trainer, who's in the Air Force, Braden, he does our daily workouts. So he's been doing daily workouts. I think he's like on 180 weeks of workouts. So if you're an open gym member, you can come in, turn the TV on, and there's your workout for the day. It's pretty sweet. So everyone's going to be guided when they come in. And if you want to steal the personal training workouts on the board, go ahead. Get after it.
So that's awesome, because I think that's, I mean, you have your people that are gym rats or they're athletes or stuff. They're going to go.
Yeah.
They're going to go because they like it and they know what they're doing and stuff. But for people who, you know, they haven't worked out in years or whatever, it's intimidating to come and just like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah. And I always recommend, if you haven't done it for a while, get into our class pass, which is $159 or $169 a month. I can't remember that one either. It's on our website.
You're good.
But that will get you unlimited workouts with a trainer. Okay, so we have workouts at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 11:30 a.m., 4 p.m., and 5:30 p.m. every single day. Well, Monday through Friday. Mm-hmm. And then Saturday we have one class at 9 a.m. So you can go get into that membership and you have a trainer guiding you. If you don't know what you're doing, I recommend you do that first.
Yeah.
If you want more one-on-one, hire a trainer for the first month until you understand what you're doing. And that's the whole goal of this gym is to give everyone the education that they can work out and be healthy on their own. Mm-hmm. One thing I realized being a gym owner for, 12 years now is the longest average person is going to stay at a gym is 8 months. So, I'm not going to try and do any sales tactics to keep you longer. Like if you want to go somewhere else, go somewhere else. But let me teach you so you don't hurt yourself somewhere else,
Yeah.
That's kind of the goal behind it. But back to the tracker. So we got our strength training, and that's where you get your 3 strength training. If you're online only, like I said, I'll send you workouts, or you can do one of the online videos. Daily movement is movement for yourself. So John, let's say you're here all day, you get caught up where you don't do any movement. Mm-hmm. You're here from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at night. All you want to do is probably go home. Yeah. So what daily movement is 15 to 30 minutes where you're making yourself a priority. And I don't know if you skateboard or not, but you can go right across the street and skateboard.
I used to longboard. I don't really skateboard. I would hurt myself if I tried to skateboard at the skate park.
But it's where we require you 7 days a week to do something for yourself. And most people choose just to go for a walk.
Yeah.
Even myself, I hated walking at first. Like, gosh, there's no point in this. And then 5 minutes, you're breathing better, like you're out in nature, the sun's shining on you, like everything just kind of fades away. You're like, oh man, I need to do this more often. I swear, everybody says that too.
Oh no, I love walking. One of my favorite things, we have a bunch of dogs. But I take them out to like Zimmerman or Phipps Park or whatever, and I'll take our girls out sometimes with us too. And we just go out in nature and walk, and you feel great pretty much the whole day. Yeah,
and so that's what we require our clients to do every single day. You can do it at the gym. Like I said, when we had 9 round going, or even over at the Grindhouse, like hit a boxing class. That's the best cardio workout you're ever going to get. Mm-hmm. Fat burning cardio. So those are our strength piece. We got nutrition, we got the strength and movement in the middle. And then the bottom piece is always changing. That's your daily habits. Okay, where we put it generic. Track today, plan tomorrow. That one is kind of at the bottom because go through your whole day, make sure you checked every box. Once you have, you can plan for tomorrow and then click that box. So it's kind of just, I like to call it my nightly cash out. So every night I kind of go over my notebooks. I kind of go over everything I got done. And I make sure that I answer any questions that I haven't or messages that I haven't answered if I have time, or just put them on the schedule for right away in the morning to get back to them. I get my schedule for tomorrow ready, and I still use a daily planner where I'll write out my schedule. It's just for something like if I don't write it, I forget about it.
Yeah.
So I'll do that, and I'll put it on my phone calendar just as a double whammy. I call that cash out. And so that's like on your box, it says track today, plan tomorrow. It's your daily cash out, so you know that you didn't have any boxes unchecked and that you're ready for tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's one thing that I really try and teach everyone to start doing, even if it's, putting the coffee in the coffee pot before you go to bed. So all you got to do is, if it's automatic, it starts automatic. You wake up to fresh brewed coffee, or if you have to push a button,
Right.
that's all you have to do. You don't have to go measure the coffee while you're all tired. So little simple things like that is kind of what we teach in that portion. We also get people reading books. One of the first books that we start people off is Atomic Habits.
Oh,
have you
yeah.
ever read that one?
I haven't read it myself. I know that I need to.
Yeah.
I've heard amazing things about it from not just you, lots of people.
Yeah. And it's great. It's all about tiny changes. Like, so if you start your tiny changes today, and a year from now, you're going to, be 37 times better than you were when you started. Even though you might not see those little changes day to day, at the end, you're going to notice a significant change. And I did that without reading I did it to myself without reading the book. I was literally changing myself little by little, catching myself like, oh yeah, we're not doing that today, and kind of replacing it with other habits to where I turned into the person I am today.
Yeah.
And then one of my clients brought up that book to me, and they're like, hey, this goes really good with your program. So I read through it. It's exactly what we're teaching. Like,
That's awesome.
It's cool. Yeah. And then the last thing on the checklist is our weekly review. So you have a mentoring session either with me or with my coach Braden. And then we just kind of go over the week, and where were your struggles? Where were your wins? How can we make, your day better? Like, what can make this program better for you? And in that, we throw in little weekly challenges. Like, we have a cold plunge challenge. And I used to cold plunge. I don't do much anymore, but it's more of a mental, like, you're going to make yourself do this. Like, get in that cold shower for 10 to 30 seconds. Okay. And then the next day, try and go for 60. Like, try and make your mental toughness stronger, I guess. Because with it, I mean, when you have those moments of vulnerability and you just want to, like for me, if I just wanted to pick up a drink because I was anxious, doing those little challenges helped me be stronger. Like, no, I'm
for sure.
I'm stronger than that. I don't need that. Or, go to a birthday party and there's 100 cupcakes out there. Okay, I'm just going to have one. Okay, I'm just going to have one.
Yeah.
Doing these little challenges that we have you do weekly makes you more apt to saying no, I guess, or choosing a healthier option, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. So what was the most important daily habit that helped you, like, transform, especially when you were, like, getting out of rehab and stuff?
It was, for me, like, I want to say it was journaling, but I hated journaling. I quit that right away. It was praying, like getting up, and spending time with God. Just knowing, like, if I do this, like, it's just going to start the day off better. And I prove it over and over again. If I don't start the day with God in my life, like, I struggle because I forget, like, oh, I'm in control. I forget that God's actually running the show. Yeah. So when I start trying to control everything, that's when things go bad. Then I stop and remember, oh, yeah, let me pray about this. And it kind of sets the tone. So for me, that's what it was. The second thing was making sure I have my nutrition planned, ready for tomorrow, okay? It doesn't have to be ready for the whole week. Just, sorry, I got an eyelash or something. Just making sure that I got the next day ready. Because if you don't, I mean, how easy is it to go through a drive-through, or pick up something at the gas station?
Oh, yeah. Or with a family, that's always what it is. If we don't have dinner planned out, then it's like 6:30. It's like we gotta just go get fast food.
Get something. Yeah. So that's probably for my weight loss. It's probably the most important is making sure I have my nutrition plan at least for tomorrow. So today, I got my plan ready. I know what I'm having. I don't know what we're doing for dinner, but I'm not home till 8:30, so I'll leave that up to Kayla. But she knows. She's really good.
So I know you have 5 kids, and the younger ones are still pretty little, right?
Yeah.
Like, how old's your youngest?
2.
Okay, yeah.
And then, Everly, she just turned 4 yesterday.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, how do you balance being able to consistently do all these habits with the huge responsibility of having a big family.
Yeah. There's a lot of times where I won't eat the same things as my kids. I'll prepare the food and then I'll have something different. Making sure we have our schedule ready. My wife's great. We do have a nanny. We have a living nanny coming in hopefully next month.
Nice. That's awesome.
But we have a nanny that helps us out during the day. And luckily, I mean, this career path I chose gives me opportunity to have a lot of free time. So if I need to be with the kids, I can be with them, and it's not going to hinder my day. And also, really, my kids are helping me out. Like, we got a gymnast who is very healthy. She makes sure that she eats healthy. And again, they're kids. They have ice cream, they have Oreos, they have their things. But she's one that really keeps us on track. My other daughter, she just started soccer, and like, she doesn't drink pop, which is great. Like, a kid is probably going to kill me, but my wife is like a fiend for Mountain Dew or Mellow Yellow. And my second daughter, she doesn't drink it at all. So it's kind of nice that okay, not everyone's drinking pop, like someone's having water with me, you know, because you kind of feel left out when everyone's doing something. But I don't know, man. Like, I'm blessed with some amazing kids and an amazing wife that we kind of get through the chaos. And it is chaos. Like, I had to leave yesterday to go to the gym because I just couldn't. I couldn't deal with all the noise anymore.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
We have 3 at home, but 5 is like a whole nother level. It's
I know everyone's told us like, oh yeah, after 3 it's all the same. No, it's not.
I don't think so.
No.
2 to 3 was a big jump.
Yeah.
And I do think having a 4th wouldn't be as hard as that jump, but
yeah, throw baby in the mix. It's rough.
Yeah, anytime you throw a baby in, it's gonna be chaos.
Yeah. So we're almost out of diapers. I mean,
that's good.
That will help a ton.
Yeah. So what are you most excited for about the future of Knockout Lifestyle?
I'm excited just to, continue to grow, continue to bring awareness to the average person can be incredible, if you just put your mind to it. And that really, I mean, you can change your life anytime you want. Like my client, Bob, like, you don't have to say, oh man, I'm too old for this, or I'm too out of shape to start something. Like, that's not the case. Like, Knockout is for everybody. And really, it's all about what you're doing, with your daily habits. Like, so that's what I want. I mean, John, with your help, and you and Philip bringing this creative studio on, I think is going to be huge. It's going to help out, bring more awareness, and let people know it's not that hard. For some reason, COVID did bring kind of a trend of people getting a lot more healthier. Like, you see it all over the place now, so that's great. But yeah, I mean, the goal with Knockout is just kind of continue growing the brand and everyone know what it's all about.
One thing that I appreciate about you guys is you go to some gyms and things, and it feels like it's like a gym rat's gym, if that makes sense. Oh, yeah. I don't know, like, it's like gym people go to that gym, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like, if you're kind of hesitant, if you don't really know what you're doing working out, it can be very intimidating. Yeah. And if you're not somebody that, has the time or wants to work out for 2 hours every day, which some people do, like, it's just, it can feel like a huge gap. Like, oh shoot, like these guys are here like every day, yeah. Like for 2 hours, like, I got a family, I got a business, like I just can't do that. But you guys, like, take it back. No, we're just focused on getting you the right habits. And even if you don't have to do like a ton, you just have to do a little bit and keep it consistent. And it sounds like you guys are good about celebrating the wins too. And like looking, hey, maybe you don't have a 6-pack, but look at where you were 6 months ago. Like, you couldn't, like, you had these mobility issues, or you couldn't get on the ground. Like, now you can do push-ups. Like, so you focus on like the growth, not just what a person, can do physically, but kind of where they came from.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we get told that a lot. Like we don't have a lot of reviews. I think we got like 50, but they're all 5-star reviews. Like on our other website, the Wellness Living, which is our CMR, they got reviews on there and they're all 5-star. People tell us all the time that our culture is unmatched. Like they come in, they feel welcome, they feel like a family, and that's the whole goal. We are going to expand. We might be moving into the next door, or we're going to find a bigger place, but it's leaning towards the next door. Moving out, we're moving in. So we're going to get it bigger, add more machines, and we just want to keep that culture. Like anybody can do this. And again, like you said, we praise people on the little things. Like it's not all about having a six-pack, you know, or getting your biceps popping out. It's about, are you feeling better? Like, you know, how's your life? Is you're maintaining life better? And that's one thing I forgot. We do start everybody off on an in-body scan. In-body test your muscle mass, your body fat mass, and then also like overall weight and body water. So we can see like every 6 weeks we get you on a scan, see what kind of changes you make. Because it might not be a lot to you, or if I'm with you every single day for, you know, 6 weeks, I might not see the change, but that scan will tell us. You know, you start losing fat and you're building muscle. The scale might not change, okay, but your body shape is changing.
Yeah, well, sometimes, I mean, the scale isn't always what's important. Like you might be the same weight, but like you've gained a ton of muscle.
Yeah.
And you've lost fat. So like, yeah, you might be the same weight, but like your body composition is totally different and you feel better, you know?
Yeah. And that's what we go for. There's a rule, no shirts off in the gym.
Okay. That
was made by the women in the gym because our wrestlers, they would always be taking their shirts off. But yeah, we're not a gym about flexing in the mirror. It's about, you know, doing the work and making yourself feel better.
Yeah, it's not just about looking good, but it's about having a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome.
All the way through.
Yeah, so cool. Well, I'm excited for you, Corey. I think you're like a light to a lot of people in the community, so I appreciate what you're doing, appreciate the gym, and I'm excited to see it grow and see how many more people you can help.
Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Get Healthy 406. This podcast is brought to you by Billings Launchpad Creative Studios. And if you're interested in doing your own podcast, I would recommend checking them out. You can check out their website at blpcreativestudios.com. And if you want to learn more about Knockout Lifestyle, Fitness, and Nutrition Coaching, you can follow me, Corey Willis, on Facebook, or Instagram is Corey What You Talking About Willis, or check out our website, knockoutlifestyle.com. And as always, if you like this podcast, make sure you like, comment, and share this with a friend.